Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Recently I made a video asking you guys which tank review you want to see on my channel next. And I saw two comments asking me to make an Object 140 review and also two comments asking me to make a T30 review. So I decided that maybe I will make both, but first of all I decided that it's better to make an Object 140 review because it's really more popular tank, and maybe with making Object 140 review I will help you guys more. So what about Object 140? Well, it's great tank. I don't know, I think it's the easiest to play tier 10 medium tank and maybe even the best one. Now I really enjoy Leopard 1 more, but Object 140 is just so easy to play, and it's the best medium tank if you are going to start your medium's career. Just go for Object 140 and you won't be disappointed. It's the best tank for newbies if you want to play mediums. So let's get into the things I use on the Object 140, and first of all, I don't use camouflages because I think they are not really useful. They give only plus 3% to vehicle concealment, and they cost 3000 credits, so I think it's just a waste of money. You won't really find them useful. Of course, they look better, but I don't see a point of wasting that much credits. So about consumables, I use adrenaline, and adrenaline is really effective with Object 140 because this tank has incredible DPM, and with adrenaline you can pretty much take out any tank in the game super quick. It's great. Secondly, I use multi-purpose restoration pack. That's pretty usual for all my tanks. And also I use repair kit. That's also pretty much usual stuff. For provisions, I use extra combat rations. It gives plus 10% to crew mastery. It means that it improves all kind of things on vehicle just a little bit, like aiming time, accuracy, traverse speeds, view range and stuff. Just very slightly, but it helps, trust me. And I also use improved fuel. It gives plus 10 to engine power and plus 10% to turret traverse speed. And I mean, Object 140 isn't a slow tank by any means, but sometimes you just lack some more power, and improved fuel just fixes that problem, and you can totally shift with 140 anywhere you want and race for the spots first. Of course, you don't need to use provisions because they cost a lot of money, but if you have money, they can help to improve your tank performance. About ammunition, I don't take much high heat shells because this tank has great penetration of 264mm if I remember correctly, so you don't really need that extra penetration. You have great penetration on your stock rounds. But of course, sometimes heat shells come handy, and they can help you in those situations where you must penetrate if you want to win. I also started to take 5 high explosive shells because of that new German tank destroyer line. They have totally paper armor, and those high explosive shells can penetrate them, so it like boosts your damage. So about equipment, I use medium caliber tank gun rammer. It's, I mean, the main equipment for all of the tanks. It speeds up the reload time, it makes it smaller. So I also use vertical stabilizer. It improves gun handling on the tank, and never take enhanced gun laying drive. Vertical stabilizer is a lot better, trust me. And I also use coated optics. It gives plus 10% to view range for the vehicle. And what I think is that coated optics is probably one of the most important things for all of the medium tanks, because in my opinion medium tanks need to spot from long range, and it gives you huge advantage when you can see your enemies and they can't see you. So I always use coated optics on my medium tanks. You can also use wet ammo rack, because Object 140 gets ammo racked from time to time, but I really think that taking this equipment which I took is more important, because maybe you'll find yourself getting ammo racked in one of 100 battles or one of 200, so sometimes it sucks, but it's okay for me. I can live with that. I have my 140 for a really long time, as you can see. I have played over 1000 battles, and all I have to say, it's great tank. As you can see, I run it at 64% win rate, and I even play it solo a lot, because it's just so easy to play. You can carry games on your own with this tank. So I run this tank at 2862 average damage, which is also pretty high, and I feel like it's easy to make a lot of damage with this tank in the games, because it has such a great DPM, and armor can save you sometimes. So if you are just a little bit careful, making at least 2000 average damage per battle should be very easy for everyone. So as you can see, I also spot a lot with this tank. 2.2 average enemy vehicle spotted per battle, and thanks to the coated optics. As I said before, I like to spot, and by spotting you can help yourself and help your teammates. It gives a huge advantage to see enemies first. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and let's jump into the gameplay. So I have prepared for you guys 2 Ace Tanker gameplays today with my Object 140, and both of them are with my clanmate Husam Tabib, which is a great player. So again, what about 140? Well, it's epic tank, and as you will be able to see, it can hull down very well, it can side scrape, it can do all kinds of stuff. And that gun is just epic. It reloads so fast, it's like a machine gun almost. So here in For Despair, I like to take this spot at first, behind this bush, and sometimes it really pays off because you're able to spot a lot from here. As you can see, I missed my shot on E5, but I don't miss E100, and I hit him for more than 300. Alpha damage on this gun is 310. That's usual for Russian 100mm guns. And what is great about the gun is that it gets almost 10 rounds per minute on default. And with gun rammer and all kinds of stuff, you can increase it to more than 10, like to 12 even rounds per minute or something like that. So as you can see, we took out E75 here very fast. And I take next spot, try to get shot on 140, but unfortunately my shot bounces. So, and with coated optics, I can stay pretty from long range for my enemies and still manage to spot them. As you can see right here, I shot him and he wasn't even able to spot me. So I see that battle is going pretty even, so I see that I need to do something more if I want to carry the game. We are losing by 1 tank now. So I try to take out this E5, but he runs into cover. I pull back here and try to get some shots on the red team. Unfortunately, they are all behind that building, and that building totally blocks my shots. And as you can see also here, the Object 140 doesn't have great gun depression. It's only minus 6 degrees. So it's not the best hill fighter, and you can work some ridges, but sometimes you just lack that gun depression. And for me, gun depression is very important factor for medium tanks. I like to stay on hills and stuff, but you can live with those minus 6 degrees. It's better than T-62A or T-54, another two Russian medium tanks which have only minus 5. And I think that's the key difference between T-62A and Object 140, is that epic gun depression difference. I mean, it looks like only minus 1 degree, but trust me, compare T-54 and Object 140 and you will see the difference. Of course, T-62 has stronger turret, but that doesn't mean that 140 has weak turret. 140 has also great turret, but it's just not as strong as T-62's. And but 62 has weaker hull armor, and 140 has better. So they both have the same thickness of the hull armor, but on 140 it's better sloped, so it gives a little better effective armor. Right here we are 2 against 3 enemy tanks, so I see that I must push. And I still have pretty high hit points 140. I was confident that he will take out enemy 140. And I didn't want to rush here because, you know, I am one shot for both of these enemies. Now it's only one. And I see that E100 is looking at my teammate, so I'm able to pull here and take shots at him. And that's where 140 shines. As you can see, it reloads so fast, and I'm able to take out a lot of hit points from that E100 super quick. That's the main factor of why you should pick Russian medium tanks. They have great DPM. Now Leopard 1 is close with the DPM, but Russians still have better. As you can see, we managed to take Ace Tanker Master Badge, Top Gun Medal and Scout Medal, also over 6400 damage and 4 kills. It's pretty usual for 140. I mean, you will find that you have like plus 5k damage games pretty often. It's just that if enemies are not focusing you, you are able to do crazy amounts of damage. It's epic tank, and let's jump into the second gameplay. So here we are on the new map Vineyards, and I have to say, I think it's my favorite map now. It has a lot of open fields, and I am a huge fan of medium tanks, and as you know, I play medium tanks a lot. And that's what real medium tanks need. They need to keep at the range. They need to spot enemies from long range and take them out without getting spotted themselves. So as you can see, I will take a spot pretty much in the middle of a map, behind the bush, and I will be able to spot few enemies from here and take them out very fast, because this gun is epic. This gun is so good, and it's not only the gun which makes this tank epic, it's also the armor. You can't really get better armor on medium tanks, or you can, maybe E50M, but E50M, what it does lack is strong turret. And 140 has a really stronger turret than E50M, so that's also some kind of factor. But E50M is not a really medium tank. It's slower than Object 140, and it's a lot bigger. It has very poor camo ratings. And with 140 you have great camo ratings, you are like small little ninja, and you can stay behind the bush, being very close to enemies, and they won't be able to see you. It has like, I don't know, maybe 2 times better camo rating than E50M. Of Of course, E50M has its own advantages, like ramming enemies with its crazy weight and with speed, and making a lot of damage just by ramming, but I think it's not a real medium tank. Of course, I want one day to have it in my garage, but now just not. So let's talk about game. So here I see that the game is developing pretty even, and I don't want to face those two heavy tanks face to face. I push back, and I rush the Leopard PTA. And as you can see, when I play, you really sometimes get some crazy bounces with 140, and that's usual because you have some armor on 140, not like with other medium tanks which are totally paper, just like Leopard or M48 Patton. It's not really paper, but it can't even compare to the Object 140's armor. So here I'm getting shot a little, but I really want to take that PTA to advance, and I see a Jack Tiger, and that's the best part of medium tanks, when you are able to just circle the tank destroyers and they can't even hit you. Just like that, you go behind them and they are totally useless, they can't do anything to you. I try to take out the Jack Tiger as fast as I can, and just look at the reload speed with the adrenaline. It's crazy fast. I mean, it's one of the best DPMs in the game. I think only Object 263 has more DPM than Object 140. So here for a second I was 1 against 3 enemies, now it's 1 against 2. I try to flank wide to spot my enemies from range, and that's something what you want to do when you are solo against few enemy tanks. You want to take out the lower hit points one first. As you can see, I saw E100 here, but I didn't try to shoot him because I didn't want to let enemies know where I am. Instead, I just push to the town, and E100 just gives his position by capping, and I pretty like it. So I'm able to go to the next bush from other side without getting spotted and take some shots at E100, because I can't find enemy 140 now. And I really like this map because of those very open places, and it looks pretty big, and I don't know, it just quickly turned out to be my favorite map. Here I reset the cap, but what I don't like is that I still can't see the enemy 140, so I'm very careful and looking around because I don't want to get shot. I don't have much hit points. But luckily 140 is close to the E100. Unfortunately he is hull down and I can't really hit him. Instead I shoot E100 again, and look what I do here. I push back, take a shot, and get into cover to reset my camo. As you can see, I go here in the bush, and 140 here took a blind shot. He wasn't able to see me, because you see light bulb just came on now, so it means that he was just lucky and took a blind shot here. So, and that's very effective tactics with the medium tanks. You can work bushes very well with medium tanks. As you can see, you take a shot, you push back to safety, and you wait for your camo to reset. After waiting like 5 seconds or something like that, you are able to push again into bushes, spot your enemies without getting spotted, make a quick shot, and just push back like that. Here I see that the time is running out, and I know that I need to take out that E100 fast, so I try to side scrape, and that's another feature this tank can do, is to side scrape pretty well. He has like 80 mm of side armor, so I was pretty confident that I will manage to bounce E100 shot if I side scrape, but luckily he only hit the building, so he didn't damage me. So here we managed to make our second Days Tanker Master badge today, and a bunch of medals here. I'm not going even to talk about them, as you can see also Kolobanovs for standing and winning 1 against 3 enemy vehicles or more. And I made again over 6400 damage, this time almost 6500, and again 4 kills. And as I said, battles like that come pretty often when you play 140 a lot. It's so good tank that you can't really even notice how you are making these amounts of damage. And if you are choosing between Object 140 and T62 in the Russian medium line, I think just go for 140. They are both very similar tanks, but I just feel that 140 is that slightly better. And that's not only me who thinks like that. Most of the players which are also pretty good in the game think that 140 is just that slightly better than T62. But of course, that's your decision. And to end with, the things you need to remember when playing Object 140 is first of all to try to get held down when possible, because your tank is such a low profile, it's very easy to get it held down, and it also has pretty strong turret, so you will be able to bounce most of enemy shots when you are held down. Just don't stand still, always move even when standing held down, because that turret isn't so reliable like on a heavy tanks, but it's still a good turret. Also remember to stay at range when possible. Even if that tank has armor, it's not the most heavily armored tank in the world, and you will find that it really can't bounce so much as your heavy tanks, for example. So try to think about what kind of engagements you are going to do, because if you are going to play totally stupidly, you will die fast, because it's still a paper tank. And also you can side scrape, but I do not recommend it, because side armor isn't the best, but it can pay off most of the times, so when you need it, do it. So guys, it will be probably the end. As you can see, video is really long. It's the first time I am making a video as long as that. I hope you liked it. And I want to really say sorry about my English. As you know, I'm still studying it, and it's not my native language or something. Only place where I talk English is the internet, so I guess you can understand what I mean always. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if you want to tell me something or ask me something, or I don't know, anything like that. And please subscribe to the channel, because it can help a lot for my channel to get bigger. So yeah guys, that's it. Thank you and goodbye.